Good evening, good afternoon. This is a bit of a weird one. I was just filming a video on account of something I've just obtained. But it wasn't one of these videos. I just had the doorbell ring. It was the postman, supposedly, at like 4 o'clock, which is really unusual. And I hadn't ordered anything, and he chaps on my door, and there's this big fucking box. Um, this big box, and I thought, I was saying to myself, like, what the fuck is this? And I thought, it's funny. I'm gonna just press record, see what this is, because I thought it was I thought it was from a pal of mine who's on holiday at the moment. He asked for my address um, rather conspicuously, but I expected him to send me a postcard, not a big box. So I thought, this is exciting, this is interesting. Let's catch a candid reaction. It'll give the person a kick being able to see me open it, whatever it is, whoever sent me it. I had a few ideas what it might be. A plant that I got from my sister for my birthday that I didn't have a flat at the time. This was last year, almost a year ago. I didn't have a flat, so it's just been stuck in Edinburgh. So I thought maybe she's just sent it to me. It's not that size, but fuck knows. I don't know. Anyway, so I had all these thoughts going through my head. Uh, and I've opened it. I know what it is now, but I thought for the unboxing proper, I would swap formats and do one of these. So, um, my friend, a very good friend of mine, um, who is a university friend, uh, we met in halls on the very first day. We both moved into halls in the first year of uni, and we ended up bonding over music and games, which is not super uncommon, I suppose. But I remember we spent a long time that year. Uh, well, we both he played through Final Fantasy IX that year. I also played through Final Fantasy IX. I was actually about half the game behind him, so we were playing it concurrently at one time, I think. And I played through seven and bits of eight, or maybe I completed eight from an old file or something. We played through a lot of Final Fantasy that year anyway, much to the frustration of another um, friend in the flat who just found the music quite quite annoying because it was kind of a common area. Anyway, we've been friends for like 10 years now almost, and it's funny in the video chats we've had since we all we talk about is games, and yet it feels like a friendship. It feels like a conversation with a close friend. It's not that through the games we end up talking about deeper things as such, but that it's not even that we, in an obvious sense, talk deeply about the games. But I don't know. That's mostly what we talk about, and that's it. Anyway, I am more exclusively a retro guy than him, which is just to say that he has played some modern games. His interest definitely still lies in the retro, and he's a collecting. He collects a bit as well, and but he's played stuff I haven't, and for that reason, he really wanted me to play. In particular, there's a few things, but he really wanted me to play Final Fantasy VII Remake. He was talking to me recently about having played it and really wanting me to have played it so we could talk about it because he had so much to say. And I fully intended, because I don't have a PS4, I don't have a PS3, I fully intended to just wait it out. I was pretty good at not finding anything out about Breath of the Wild until I played it a few months ago. Same with Mario Odyssey, not that like there's much to know about that presumably, but just so I was coming to it fresh. Not a spoilers thing, but so I thought, well, I can do that. I can just hold off. I can wait a few years until I can feel like buying a PS4 and it'll be cheap. But he mentioned offhand, he was like, "Oh no! I'll send you my PS4. You can borrow it." And that didn't happen because there was something else he was going to send me. He was going to send me, and I think that must be in here. He was going to send me a Wii Game Boy game, a Game Boy Advance game that he'd picked up. And I said, don't. Like, I won't play the PS4. Like, don't bother. He was like, okay, but I'll send you this game. I was like, okay, sure. And that was months ago. And I knew he hadn't sent me the game in question yet. Until a few days ago when he was talking about sending it. Which wasn't that long ago. So, anyway, let's cut to the chase. He's fucking sent me a PS4. So this isn't exactly an acquisition, I suppose, because I understand this is on loan. But I mean, it reminds me of the first video I did for this, where another friend of mine gave me a bunch of games, some of which used to belong to me, and I sold to him years ago. He gave me a big bag of these N64 games and controllers and things, and just for free, which was, he just wanted rid of them apparently. He's a generous guy, to be fair. You know, he doesn't mind buying the drinks, for example. This is what, doing this video, this kind of excitement of really what is in here, because when I opened that big bag of tricks in the first video, I didn't really know what was in it either. I knew about a few things, but there were a few surprises as well. I remember I wonder how loud this is. This might be terrible. And my videos are usually such high quality. I remember opening the Lyle Orr's box and out came Smash Bros. Anyway, so weird unboxing of sorts. Yeah, fucking hell. This is this is not what I'm used to. I don't even know what way it goes. It's fucking mental. This is like, I mean, this is the funny thing as well. This is I have nothing to say about it. The PS4, I don't have any history with it. I don't have any what do I say? I was actually, I quit the other video. I was just doing the kind of candid video. I was there was something touching about this. I think it speaks to I don't know, the ability somehow in a friendship. I don't know, just you connect on one thing, but it's somehow it's not one-sided as such. I don't know. I'm probably going into, this is a slightly different video, it seems. I don't want to gush. So this is all impeccably well wrapped. I think he sells stuff online, which I don't do, so he knows what he's doing. I can't help but think of, I remember when the PS3 first came out. It's a nice feeling controller, and it's interesting how little really has changed since the PS2. I don't know how I feel about these things. I mean, they definitely have benefits because they're kind of like analog, but buttons, it feels weird. I think it didn't feel as weird when I've played, for example, an Xbox or Xbox 360 controller, because there's not precedent of a button there for me. Yeah, I can't help but think, looking at these, remember when the PS3 first came out, the first kind of designs, when they had the kind of bendy banana shaped controllers, and everyone was like, "Oh, they look like a fucking dildo." At least that's what everyone in my school said. And they kind of went for it eventually, didn't they? They kind of went back to the soft. Not that there's really anything phallic about these. It's just handles. Come on. But that softer edge compared to that. I mean, what am I showing you a PS4 controller for? I'm interested in what's in the. So, I should have fucking known, really. I was chatting to him the other day and he was like, "Oh, so if you had a PS4, what games would you play?" Fucking cheeky bugger. Final Fantasy 7 Remake, because, And I said Kingdom Hearts 3, but I don't really give a fuck about Kingdom Hearts 3, really. There's a wee note with this, I might read that separately or put it on at the end. I don't really give a fuck about Kingdom Hearts 3 that much. I mean, I'll play it one day. And I don't think he has it, so I hope he hasn't fucking gone out and bought it. I don't believe he has. That would be ridiculous. Okay. This is a game that we talked about. This is not a PS4 game. .hack. Infection. Cool, this is in good nick as well. I wonder if this is a loan or if this is a gift. I'll have to find that out. This is nice. The funny thing is, we were talking about. This was right after I did my last video, actually. Well, a bit after. I was talking about Dark Cloud, which I've been playing, and I was talking about the battle system. I mean, the dungeon crawling aspect of it, the kind of randomized dungeons, the fairly. It's not so much collecting as just hoarding element to it, and the pretty mindless battle system. And without having played MMOs really, I said, it's quite MMO-y, isn't it? And he said yes, he could confirm that to some extent. And he said, if you're talking about single player MMO style things, he talked about this a bit. And it's a different friend of mine, who I started referring to as R in the last video. I mean, the thing there is I talk so much about, my friend, and they're practically all men, not exclusively, but these people who I have memories of with games from my youth. So I'm very aware that anyone who would be watching these is very, it's a would, not anyone who is. Might just assume I'm talking about the same person over and over again, and that's not true. And I don't want to, tell stories about these people with their names for whatever reason. And yet the idea of using their initial in the way that you kind of read in some books, older books, how non-specific. I'm thinking of, it crops up in Proust a few times and loads of other stuff, but that's the one thing I can think of. Maybe I feel like it comes up in what's his name again? Rings of Saturn. What's his name? I always forget his name. Sebald. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah, so I thought of using initials, but it just seems pretentious. Anyway, it's a different friend of mine, R, who played a lot of these games, and he also was big into Phantasy Star Online. And he was into MMOs as well. And that's cool. I don't know whether this is really addressed to as such to the person who sent me this. I might show him. He doesn't know about this channel, so this might be a funny reveal. But in which, if he's watching, then thank you very much, Jay. His name isn't Jay. That's not a name that people have here. Oh, here we go. Oh, a surprise. This isn't Final Fantasy VII, this is Dark Souls. Now, he expects me to be spending a lot more time playing this than I would have expected myself. Dark Souls is a game I've heard a lot about. More recently, actually. I didn't know anything about it like when it came out, which was bloody ages ago now. I was excited about... One of the things that appeals to me about the Switch is it seems like it was made for someone like me who has not really kept up with games since, kind of non-Nintendo games, I suppose is the thing. The modern era, which Nintendo doesn't always feel like it's very fully a part of. I've not been playing modern games in that respect since like mid 2000s, like 2005, 2007, whatever. And yeah, a game like Dark Souls has come out on the Switch, and I did play Skyrim because I borrowed a PS3 for a year or two from another friend of mine, and that was like the newest game I'd played in years, and it kind of blew my mind at the time. I played it in like 2015, so it was already old. So Dark Souls, yeah, it seems like I've heard it talked about in relation to specifically kind of fluid world building, storytelling type stuff. I was talking to a pal who's not a Nintendo guy about Metroid Prime actually, and how the first one, how I liked how it was pretty, and this is true in actually Super Metroid as well, in the way that they teach techniques. And teach gameplay. It's all just the information's there if you go looking for it in Prime, in logs and things like that, stuff you can read. But it's all optional, and the kind of lore is just, it's not pushed at you. The storyline is not. It's in the background, and actually it's in the past, I suppose, is the thing with Metroid Prime, and I think that's true in Dark Souls as well. So, kind of. It's more of an old school thing, I think. You're just thrown into the game and you just start playing, and you learn about it by, it's like Zelda. You start playing, it's like, here's a sword, go. There's something uniquely game-like about that experience to me, and it's true to differing extents of most old games. I think this form of, and I wouldn't even call it storytelling so much as and not world building. These feel like they feel like buzzwords to me. Anyway, so I am looking forward to playing this. I didn't expect to be playing it anytime soon, and it feel like it will eat up a lot of my time if I get into it. So I might have this PS4 for a wee while. Let's see what else is in here. A lot of packing. Okay, so this is some wires. Let me bring this piano stool over. Wires. Oh dear. Trying to maintain the veil of anonymity here. Foolish as that. Oh my god. There's fucking shitloads of games. Oh my god, I can't. What a bastard. What a bastard he is. I swear, if that fucking Game Boy game isn't in here, I'm gonna kick off. Oh my god. It's impossible to find because of all the fucking packing material. It could be in here. That's really funny. Oh, is that it? I have no idea. I'm gonna have to pour this out. This is ridiculous. This is such a big box as well. Look at the size of this, and it's full to the brim. I mean, maybe it's in here. It is, thank God for that. Right, this is the best part. This is the funny thing, because in the video, in the candid video, one thought that went through my head, I mean, it did kind of go through my head that this was like, oh my God, has he sent me a fucking PS4? And thinking out loud, I thought, like, well, the only thing I actually know that someone is planning on sending me is this game. Now, the story here is, and I knew that I was going to make a video about this, and I knew I was going to tell the story, and I thought, oh, maybe that'll be funny. Maybe I send this to him, thereby revealing the existence of this channel, this thing. I think it's funny. It's a funny. I would not see myself buying this myself, and so it would hardly merit a video on its own. So my pal Jay, let's just keep it going. Let's just go for it. He went into a charity shop and he found this Game Boy Advance game boxed. Bought it, a couple of quid. I don't know why he bought it, just for a laugh. And he took it home and he opened it, and there were 2 copies of the game inside. And I've just had a wee spy at this. This is legitimate. It's got the imprint anyway, and it looks bloody brand new actually. Which maybe it really does look fucking brand new, which makes you worry that the imprint, the number 22 is here, and it usually is. Maybe they're getting onto, but this would not be worth counterfeiting. So let's put that aside. The game in question is Shrek Swamp Kart Speedway. That's the punchline really. My thing is dying. I might have to cut this short. Shrek Swamp Kart Speedway. Let me just rifle through, because I've got 5% battery and this video's gone on long enough. So yeah, the main event, Final Fantasy VII Remake. I might do a video about that on its own. Certainly can't talk about it now. Maybe I'll talk about. There's all sorts of other games I need to sort of catch up on in terms of the collection videos, because I don't want to just make videos only about new things I'm buying, and I have a copy of Final Fantasy VII, so maybe I'll do that and talk about. I could maybe make I'm thinking out loud here. Final Fantasy VII Remake, Crash, Insane Trilogy. Now, I recently replayed the Crash Bandicoot games, so The Witcher, yeah, I feel like playing this game would compromise the integrity of my story. I'm really indulging there. Okay. Persona 5, heard about this game. Very, very, very Japanese. Oh God. Right. Oh, actually, you know what? No, that's not fair. Final Fantasy 15. I only said Final Fantasy 7, 15. Yeah, I'd be interested in playing that. Red Dead Redemption 2. Okay, too much really to talk about there in the mere moments I have left in this video. Maybe there'll be a part 2 in terms of. This is weird. This is like a social experiment. I'm being thrust into the modern era. This is funny. Okay, that will do for now. I'm gonna read the wee note that came with this. Kind of different kind of video, I guess. Slightly, strange appearance.